So if I were to ask you what the point of a church is, what would you say? If I were to boil it all down, all the things we do from kids to coffee to worship, what would your answer to be? And to be honest, if I were to give some of the answers that people have told me over the years, they show up in things like, well, it's tradition. Some people talk about like the sovereignty of God every once in a while. Some people talk about taking care of the outsiders. And for some folks who are mad at the church, they'll just say, it's so you can take my money. But can I tell you what I think the point of a church is when it's all boiled down, brass tacks, why we exist? I really think there are two purposes. One's a goal, and the other's really kind of how we get there. We exist to make much of Christ, to glorify God and enjoy Him forever, as the scriptures say. But we do that by building people. We don't run programs, we don't do Bible studies, we don't even really do Sunday worship. That's not the point. The point of what we do when we gather is to build people. Building people is the point, because when we build people, that's how we do everything else. When we build people, that's what we call making disciples. And it's those disciples, it's those people that then lead and worship and go and do justice and engage with the vulnerable and protect the innocent, right? It's the people who do that kind of thing, who take care of kids and young adults. And sometimes I think we confuse the message of where we're trying to go with a little bit of the method, and we think about structures and systems and all that, but that's not the point, right? The point of what we try to do, the point of a church, is to build people, to make disciples who then go on and make much of Jesus. And that's, I think, something that is a worthwhile thing for us to keep in mind during this time of the year, right? When we go into summer where there's different rhythms and you discover new clothes that honestly every spring, early summer, I go, I forgot I had these pair of shorts, right? We have some experience like that. And as we do that, I want to remind us and encourage us to keep our mind on the mission and what the point is. And the point is developing people. And so as we go into this different rhythm and different season where we do things different, where the pace is faster in some ways and slower in others, I want to encourage you to keep the point in mind, right? As we take our spiritual lives with us where we go. And I really want to ask the question, if that's the point, if churches exist to develop people, who are you developing? Is it your kids? Is it a spouse? Is it a neighbor? Is it a friend? Is it someone who's thought about going to church, but they don't know and this COVID thing made everything weird? Who are you investing in and developing during this time of year? Because building people is the point. Grace and peace, friends. Have a good week.